When Seiko retired an icon, it was up to this little fellow to step up its game. The SKX is dead. Long live the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD. Talk about having some big shoes to fill. Seiko retired the SKX lineup. The SKX is, or rather was, a fan favorite among watch enthusiasts. A watch that offered incredible value. For many, the SKX was their first proper mechanical watch, a true dive watch, and yes, for many also the gateway drug into the world of watch collecting. Not to mention a huge favorite in the Seiko modding community. With the SKX gone, we are introduced to the Seiko 5 Sports SRPD collection. Is the SRPD a worthy successor to the SKX, or does it fall flat? Before we go there, all the essential details in the next 60 seconds. The SRPD is available in dozens upon dozens of variations. What they all have in common is a hardlex crystal, a 42.5mm steel case with a lug-to-lug of just 46mm, a thickness of a practical 13.4mm and a lug width of 22mm. Strap fanatics rejoice because the SRPD has drilled lugs. Turning off the lights reveals the lume generously applied on hands and indices. Note the absence of a luminous pip at 12 o'clock. The automatic caliber for R36 is visible through the display caseback and features a 40-hour power reserve. It features hours, minutes, central seconds and a day-date calendar at 3 o'clock. The accuracy is rated between +45 and -35 seconds a day. Not to forget is the unidirectional rotating bezel. The watch has a protected non-screw-down crown and boasts a 100-meter water resistance. This relatively new Seiko 5 is not an SKX, but it sure does look a lot like it. And that is great, but it is not an SKX. The SRPD is starting its own distinct journey. Most obvious is of course the Seiko 5 logo on the dial. While it took me a while to get used to it, much like the Prospex logo, I've quickly grown to accept it. Looking a bit closer, then you will see that you are now also greeted with applied indices. A nice little upgrade. A small detail to some, yet a big deal to many, is the introduction of drilled lugs. Swapping straps has never been easier. Another improvement is visible through the display caseback, the caliber 4R36, a low beat movement with increased accuracy when comparing to the previous generation 7S26. It now also features hacking seconds and hand winding. Now, in the past, when introducing people to mechanical watches, I very often encouraged them to look at an SKX. Today, I would not hesitate to nudge them towards the SRPD. At this price point, it has a lot going for it and will do the trick for most, excluding the diver watch fanatics. The SRPD also features an exhibition caseback, which is a nice little touch. It gives you a nice look at the movement, of course not the most decorated movement, but still a nice little mechanical wonder to admire. Unlike the SKX, the SRPD does not feature a screw-down crown and the water resistance maxes out at 100 meters rather than 200 meters. Of course, if you are looking for a nice Seiko diver, then you are spoiled for choice with the Seiko Prospex collection. I would then suggest to have a look at, for example, the excellent turtle within the Prospex collection. Now, for everybody else, this is a very compelling package. While not a diver's watch, with a 100-meter water resistance, you are more than okay taking this for a swim and having a pretty worry-free wearing experience. Now, about that, how does it feel on the wrist? The 42.5mm diameter may scare some of you away, but the 46mm lug-to-lug should pull you right back in. With a 46mm lug-to-lug, this will fit almost any wrist you throw at it, including my 16.5cm wrist. Seen here on the bracelet, know that the SRPD comes on a variety of alternatives as well. The steel bracelet feels nice and solid, the clasp will not win any awards but certainly does the trick, and the added lock is a nice feature as well. Now, while I like the look of this steel bracelet, I would probably wear this on a NATO most of the time or on a nice rubber strap. The SRPD is relatively versatile and will do the trick in most situations. I would personally not say it works in all situations. I would, for example, not strap this on when wearing a suit to the office. Now, when first introduced, the SRPD's lack of a screw-down crown and the modest water resistance annoyed me ever so slightly. Having spent some time now with the SRPD, I can say that this is an excellent entry-level mechanical watch. If the dice specifications are a must for you, then it is a no-brainer and you should simply look into the slightly more expensive Seiko Prospex collection. If the modest water resistance is not a deal breaker, then Seiko brings plenty of arguments to the table that should easily convince you that this is an excellent new addition to the Seiko family. The fact that these are available in a variety of executions further adds to their appeal. An excellent choice for an everyday mechanical sports watch.